Aichi Smaichi, get ready for the Tannenbaum. I told you guys, Tannenbaum, watch out for it. It's going to replace the Haichi as the new dominant bot in the game. Only 10,000 components coming soon this Christmas. Anyways, we're going to talk about test server this weekend. We have improved team deathmatch. I'm not even sure I can say death in my videos anymore or YouTube will shut me down. We are also going to look at the Vortex. We're going to take a prolonged, painful look at the Vortex. It's not where it needs to be. So we're going to take a look at specifics like what it can shoot over and what it can't. We're also going to look at its accuracy and the amount of damage it doesn't do. Strap yourselves in. It's almost Christmas. And we're on test server. Bumper music, yeah! Welcome back to a new and ever improving episode of the Center Beacon. Got some vortexes set up here in Hangar 1. Or is it vortices? Vertices? Vortices, I'm pretty sure. Plural, vortex, look it up. So, turns out I'm not going to need nearly so many vortices. Vortexes. I like vortexes better, I don't care if vortices is correct. Quick look at the model here. We did this last time. Maybe some links will appear. You can check out what I had to say about my first impression on the Vortex. But the model's awesome. The reload is incredible. You'll see that here in the clips to come. Really cool reload animation on this thing. Still not crazy about the weapon itself. We're going to jump right in. Normally I do a lot more editing than this. This is going to be mostly a straight shot. I just want you guys to be able to see what this weapon is currently capable of, what it's not capable of, and how much damage it's doing, or as I mentioned earlier, how much damage it's not doing. So according to my notes, those are my notes. According to my notes, accuracy was improved for this weekend's test server on the Vortex. It's a 350 meter range weapon. You can see here I'm peeping out some fellas and trying to get in range. New animation that's new this week. It's kind of a purplish contrail sort of thing following the rockets over. So that way you can distinguish them from, say, if you're running like aphids on a Griffin with the Vortex. You can kind of tell which weapon's which from last weekend. You couldn't tell the difference. This is kind of nice. You can see here I'm trying to hit guys over top of stuff. That guy jumped up so my rockets tracked a little bit higher. Generally the arc is pretty low, and I put it on the Rogatka just so you could get an idea of what two of these will do by themselves. And as you can see in these clips, not a whole lot. It's level 8. It's test server. You guys know that. It's level 8. But as you'll see in the moments to come, accuracy is not really the issue. It's damage. This weapon just doesn't make me want to give up Terrans or Orkans. I'm hitting guys with multiple volleys, and you're not getting a kill where you would with a different weapon system. I ran this quite a bit, and what I got out of it is that they either need to make it so it has a different arc, a different firing arc than, say, the aphids. It seems to mirror the aphids relatively closely, or it needs to reload a lot quicker. So what I'd like to see to make this a more usable weapon, to make this a weapon that makes me want to give up Terrans or Orkans or some other medium slot, especially if I'm going to run them on a Rogatka where I only get 2, I'd like to see a shorter reload. It's 10 seconds currently. How about 5 seconds? Give me this thing every 5 seconds. I've got the opportunity to kind of kite guys and shoot over top of cover and use my environment. Okay, now you're talking. Now I've got some more utility, making it a more difficult decision at least to give up my Orkans or Terrans. If it would shoot higher, you could keep the 10-second reload, and if I could get these suckers to arc up over top of stuff more than what they currently do, again, boom, you've got built-in utility. Let's talk about team deathmatch for a few minutes here. Go ahead and continue to watch me menace people with my vortexes and deal virtually no damage, but I wanted to get in some discussion on Team Deathmatch, and you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me about Team Deathmatch, what you think, what you'd like to see it become, if anything. I know a lot of people had complaints about it. It favors the long-range game. It's a camper's paradise, that sort of thing. If you look around the map here as I'm kind of panning around looking for people to harass, you'll see the orange plumes of smoke, and you will also see a lot of additional barricades added in on the bridges, around in areas that were generally more open, especially on a huge map like Springfield. So what they've tried to do is improve this thing. They've added spawn locations. Those orange plumes of smoke basically give you a visual reference on where you can deploy a bot when you respawn, because obviously the name of the game is not dying, but if you do die, you can choose strategically where to come back. So they've added more spawn locations, and they've added visual identifiers so you can see where you might want to come back visually before you click it on the map. Sometimes on the map it's a little confusing. So they've also added these barricades, which I didn't think of. I think it's a pretty good idea. Let me know what you think. But these barricades, you can see them off to the left, they're off in the distance. They're really kind of in all the areas that were previously open on these larger maps. The idea obviously is to give the brawlers an opportunity to close with guys who are running, say, like a full hanger of ranged bots. Now you have the opportunity to use cover and move from cover to cover and actually close the ground with these guys and deal some damage. So I think that's a pretty good solution. I hadn't thought of that one. I'm kind of I'm a little embarrassed, a little jealous, a little jelly that I didn't think of that, but it's a good idea. I like the mode. The mode, if you've played it, it is really a different flavor of ice cream from the classic mode, from Beacon Rush, which I actually kind of hate. Don't tell anybody, for God's sakes, don't tell anybody I hate Beacon Rush. They'll think I'm a noob and, you know, call me all sorts of dirty internet names. I like classic mode. I like domination. It's the original game. It's my favorite way to play. But I also liked Team Deathmatch. If you guys played it at all while it was on the live servers, you just really get a sense of making every bot count. And it just makes for some really interesting matches. Let's bring some music back while I annoy people with these vortexes by never dying. Then we'll flip over to the other side of the map so you can see it from that angle, and we'll call this a video. Alright, I better fade it out because I'm starting to get myself into a little bit of a pickle here. Playing chess here, and I'm losing right now. Got myself in a bad way. No! Ugh. Dang. Well, my buddy took care of that guy. I need to get the HE double hockey sticks out of here. No problem. Son of a barbarian! Son of a barbarian! Anyway, let's take a look at those deployment locations I was telling you about earlier. Quick zoom in on the map and you can see A, B, and C there. They're the typical spawn points, if you guys remember from classic mode. Typical spawn points, but you can select them on the map. Here we're going to run Aphids and the Vortex and get revenge on my assassin. So he's suffering now in Robot Hades. You can see the spawn locations I just showed you on the overhead map and all the additional cover that you can use to advance to get the damn snipers. That's gonna about do it for this video. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please think about commenting, liking, subscribing, all of those good things that make what I do for you easier. Now, DJ, bring that funky beat back. And as always, I will see you next time at the Center Beacon.